Scott Haley, the girls hockey coach at Red Wing, joins us now to talk about the Section 1A playoffs. You guys have a game on Tuesday coming up. Scott, you've been playing really well of late. We've talked after the last couple games. It seems like you're peaking right now. Why do you think you're playing so well after a slow start to the year?
Well, I think the biggest reason we're peaking right now is candidly, our schedule was pretty difficult at the beginning of the year, and when you play tough teams like that, it allows you to kind of really your weaknesses get exposed, and allowed us to work on things that we probably needed to work on to be a stronger team at the end of the year. And I also think we're peaking in some part because that's kind of how we set it up. I mean, we spend a lot of time structuring our practices, structuring our line combinations, what positions we put in kids, so that we've kind of got that all locked into place at this point in the season.
I talked with Paige, your daughter, as well as Nicole after that Faribault game, and they said, last year maybe they were a little overconfident going into the playoffs. What's the mindset that you guys want, that you want the team to have this year?
Well, I certainly want them all to be confident, and that's okay, but not overly confident. I think their memories are pretty short about what happened last year. I felt like last year we were pretty much a strong #1 seed. This year the section's a little bit more balanced, 1 through 5 even. So, I agree with them that they were a little overconfident, but I don't think there's going to be any surprises this year, and I think they're pretty well aware of that they could get knocked off even being a 1 seed.
Well, when you look at the stats for your team, obviously Nicole's had a great year, over 40 goals. Paige has scored over 20 and played real well also. Is there any concern about a lack of offensive depth for you guys?
Well, I mean, on 2 points. One is it's pretty unusual to have 2 kids that have scored over 20, so from that standpoint, any other team in the section doesn't have that, so we feel very fortunate to have that. But I think the most important thing is the kids that are providing offense that don't necessarily show up in the stat category, just because there's a lot of the kids have done really good with the offensive systems, but offense doesn't get created unless you bring the puck out of the zone, and sometimes the kids are doing a good job with that, and that goes for the whole team.
Okay. Well, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge for the Wingers, preventing you from getting back to state for a second time in 3 years?
Once again, I feel experience is good in the sense that if we're fortunate enough to keep moving on, we've been to 2 section finals in the last 2 years. But the only hindrance I can foresee is just nerves and execution. And if they execute and play with passion and play hard, they have a good shot at achieving their goals.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for your time, Scott, and good luck Tuesday.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.